Hi, this is Andy from GPS Training. In this short video I'm going to show you an overview of Garmin's TOPO Great Britain Pro mapping that's available for the Garmin handheld GPS devices. What this mapping is a map card for Great Britain that has Ordnance Survey 1 to 50, which is our Land Ranger scale, and 1 to 25k, which is our Explorer scale. And also when you zoom right out on either the free planning software called BaseCamp or your GPS device, you get a 1 to 250 Road Atlas scale. This mapping came out in 2016 and added a new feature that we didn't have on the Discoverer Premium map that also had the same map scales. This new feature is something called routable off-road data in the British national parks. So if you're in one of the 14 national parks with either your GPS device or you're planning a route on Garmin's free BaseCamp planning software in a national park, a walking route, you can get the route to snap onto the footpaths the same way a car sat-nav would take you from A to B. So if you're out in the field and you're using a GPS device, you could touch somewhere on the map further ahead if you're in the national park on a footpath, and the GPS would automatically calculate that route for you by just simply changing a setting in the unit to tell it that you're hiking. And the way I'm going to demonstrate that function is on Garmin's free planning software called BaseCamp. So I'm just on the home page of our website at the moment under the GPS store and the Garmin mapping heading, and we can see here the second option we've got down from the top is this TOPO Great Britain Pro map card at 34999. Also in our GPS store, when you click on under the heading on the left hand side, Garmin GPS units with full GB 1 to 25k mapping from our www.gpstraining.co.uk website, what you'll actually get is a list of GPS devices that come with this new mapping. The ones that have the TOPO Pro mapping have this little orange tab rather than the yellow tab that has the older mapping that doesn't have this new routable off-road function in the national parks. As I scroll down, we can see a few options here. I've got an Oregon 700 here with TOPO Great Britain mapping. It does work out cheaper when you buy a GPS bundled with the mapping rather than buying a GPS separately and the mapping on its own. So to demonstrate the mapping now, I'm just going to open up the BaseCamp software on my computer. So I've got the BaseCamp software open. I've basically got a GPS device plugged in. It's an Oregon 700 with the TOPO Pro mapping in the GPS device. That's how we're able to see the maps on this free planning software. I've already got the map on an area in Northumberland, which I can see because I'm zoomed out. I can see the yellow border here of the national park. This is a 1 to 50 map, so it's slightly lesser detailed, don't have the field boundaries on the actual map, and we don't have as many of some of the minor trails that you might get on a 1 to 25 map. And as I zoom in here on the map, so I'm just going to zoom in, I'm using the scroll wheel on my mouse, we now see it changes to the 1 to 25 map. So those of you familiar with an Explorer Ordnance Survey map, we've now got the green dotted lines for the footpaths, and we can actually see field boundaries on the screen. So what I'm going to do on the software here, normally when you look at all our training videos for creating routes on the software that you get for free if you buy a unit from us on our online training course, we always talk about something called direct routing, where if you're planning a route on either the 1 to 50 map or you've got that older premium map card, you have to click just points on the map and draw straight lines between the bits that you want to walk on. What's nice with this map, what I'm going to show you now, in the routing profiles on the software, I'm going to tell it that I'm hiking, and I'm going to select to create a new route, and I'm going to put my start point in the bottom right of the screen where the car park symbol is. Click my first point, and then you've maybe got a guidebook in front of you showing you how you walk along the ridge here heading out to the west. You get to Simonside, and then there's a footpath coming back through the woods back down to a place called Great Tossin. All I'm going to do is click on the junction on the far left of the map page, and it'll snap the route onto the footpath for me, and I'm going to click the next point down in the village or the little hamlet called Great Tossin, and it's basically going to calculate the route for me without me having to try and draw lines across the footpath. It's as simple as that. You can do the same on your GPS device when you're out in the field and you're at a point and you want to move somewhere further ahead and you want the GPS device to create the route for you. Again, remember, for this new function, you do have to be in a national park. The sort of things you'll see on the screen of your GPS as well if you're using this new function and you've set your GPS to the hiking mode, I'm just going to bring up what we call a properties box for this route and go on something called route directions. You get little turn-by-turn arrows telling you to turn left, turn right on the screen of the GPS to help navigate you around that route. So I'm just going to close this down just to give you an idea of what you would do if you didn't have this type of mapping and you were just planning the route with the older maps or the 1 to 50 map, or you're not in a national park. Obviously you can still use this map. I'll show you just quickly just to give you an idea of the difference. So I'm just going to clear what I've done there, just delete that off the screen, and I'm just going to change the unit, so the software, to say direct routing. You would have to do this if you weren't in a national park because it won't let you snap on footpaths, and basically I'd click on the map, but I would have to click lots of little points every time I see a change of direction in the footpath. I'd be looking to see where the footpaths are and just clicking points every time I see a slight change of direction, and you would do it that way. So it's still possible to do when you're not in a national park, but I like this feature that you can literally just click a start and an end point and watch it calculate the route on the footpaths for you. So I hope you found this video useful and just giving you an overview of this new function on Garmin's GB TOPO Pro map card, and thanks for watching this video.